Well, fellas, I literally pulled over to do this video. I hope you appreciate it. I got frustrated thinking about how long it's been since I've done a review. And I promised you guys a review on these AT3s. Haven't been very productive or proactive about it. So most of the tires from a quick glance look to be about 730 seconds. I gotta get back on the road, but I just figured I'd do a walk around so y'all could tell. You know, open country AT3s. If you're new to the channel, I personally run the Toyo ATs quite a bit. I've ran a few sets of the AT2s, and now with this set being at 56,000 miles, I felt like I need to get you an update. Or shoot, my own family's calling and asking me about these AT3s, just, you know, how they're performing and whatnot. Because the AT3 seem to be a sweet middle, right? Between an HT and an AT. A solid choice, in my opinion. Let's get back on the road. I want to talk about traction, longevity, and reliability. And what I mean by reliability, you guys that deal with tires and off-road, you guys know it chips, tires chip, slice, puncture, you know, how well are they built? How well do they resist to those scenarios? So, all right, let's talk about longevity. 56,000 miles, half of them. Keep in mind, this is my personal rig. This is not my working rig, or should I say my company rigs that are 99% hooked up to a gooseneck and always hauling. My personal rig sees weird scenarios, right? 50% of the time is just me punting, you know, running errands, and I needed to do something with the truck. Oh, my longtime viewers know that I always daily the diesel. I think it was January, I sold my Mega Cab, which was a diesel, and I kind of started dailying my TRX. I absolutely love that truck, but that ain't no diesel, and that thing don't work. It just plays. Back to this thing. You got to know what context we're using these tires in. So AT3s, 50% of the time around town, highway, and the other 50% is loaded. In a particular situation, you know, I might be overloaded going off-road, something odd, something that a driver couldn't handle, or maybe we're just the crew was too overloaded, and they reached out to me and said, "Hey, Paul, could you give us a hand?" Right? There's no consistency in what I do. You know, sometimes I could hook up to a 1,000-pound load, and other times it's a 20,000-pound load sitting on a 10,000-pound trailer. Yeah, I mean, it's a little too much for this truck, but you take it easy and make it happen. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, so how well does it call it scrubbing, right? They don't cut. I've had very good. This is wood. I've had very good luck with them not cutting, puncturing. I've never punctured a tire at a construction. Now, they have those crushed asphalt boulder looking things, you know, and those things are sharp, and hell, even outside of that, there's sharp rocks out there when you got this heavy gooseneck behind you and you're off-roading. Keep in mind, we deliver to a lot of construction sites. It's easily, you know, you could easily puncture your tire. You got to be smart about it, but the environment's the environment. You got to pull into tight spots and make sure you don't sink. That's another thing. You can't run these highway tires. 95% of them, my working rigs, right, are on the road, and then 5-10% of the time are off-road. Well, I ain't immune to that. I pull into those areas just like they do, so I can't sink. They can't sink. So the two parallels I'm drawing, whatever choice I make for my work rigs, right, my fleet or my own rig, they have to have a fine balance between work and play, or should I say highway, you know, doing mileage, and then off-road. So these AT3s would do very well for average Joe, because not only do they look good, they perform very well. They perform very well on the off-road, on-road, sound. They're quiet. They might look loud, but they're pretty quiet tire. I have zero complaints in that department. The only tire that outdoes this AT3 is the Michelin MS2s. And that's only on black sheet of ice, really slippery scenario, and that's it, man. Other than that, you know, these tires perform very well They perform well loaded and offloaded. They do very good mileage. I mean, maybe some of you guys, you know, are going to say 56,000 miles, you know, close to the end of their life, isn't that great? Well, no. The hell that I put my tires through, that's phenomenal mileage. That's really good mileage. But half of it's offloaded, yes, but half of that half is around town, putt-punting around town, stop-and-go traffic. You know, that's high scrub scenario. That wears out your tires more than, you know, highway does. So, with that being said, would I buy MS2s? Would I buy AT3s? These tires, absolutely. These tires have proven to be one of the better tires I've tested. I'll compare them to a couple other scenarios. The strong contender, the strong tire that could challenge these tires are the Falcon ATWs, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the second set of tires I ran on my Mega Cab. Absolutely love those tires as well. You know, it's kind of a toss-up. But I'm really impressed with those tires. But I've only done one set, you know. I think it was 20 or 30,000 miles when I got rid of my Mega Cab. And I was very impressed. Most likely I'm going to buy those Falcons. Well, that's not true. Most likely I'll put those Falcons on this truck because I had a set of them in the storage container waiting for me. I want to continue testing them. But these AT3s, if I was in the market and had to decide, AT3s or those Falcon ATWs, I believe that's the name of them, it'd be a hard choice because I feel like the Falcons wouldn't do as well. I don't know. I think the Falcons wouldn't do as well. High scrub scenario when it comes to sharp rocks and stuff. Because they're soft. They're really soft. And what amazes me about them is how soft they are and they do not wear out. Like in the prime summer, you know, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, everything's sizzling hot, and this is considered a winter tire, and it's just not melting away like I would expect it to. That is what really surprised me about Falcons. Anyways, fellas, the only time I would consider Michelin over these AT3s is if you were only to stick to the black top and you deal with a lot of black ice. You know, the Michelin MS2s, something to consider. Those are superior to these AT3s. But that's it. You know, if you do any off-road, hell, a lot of guys buy tires based on their looks. You know, these tires look very good. When you clean them up, it's a very good, well-balanced tire. I can't say enough of good things about it. You know, one downside to those Falcons that I would put up against those Falcon sidewalls do not look as good as these AT3s. So, like I said, there's no such thing as jack of all trades. Well, they do say jack of all trades, master of none. But same thing applies to these tires. You can't have a tire that's just like the best of the best in all areas. You give to take, right? You give some to have some. So certain areas you got to give up to have a stronger tire. So if you want like awesome winter tire, like I said, MS2s, right? Those Michelins, you better not dare go in the mud with those things because you're SOL, right? Well, that being said, so that's what I'm saying. You can't have this perfect best tire of them all. You got to understand the environment that you're going to be using these tires in, and that's probably the most important thing to understand about. One of the most important things to consider when you got tires, right? Your tires are no good. I mean, Michelins are super expensive, and as soon as I go off-road, I puncture that tire, I sink my truck, even though I only do 5-10% off-road. I sink my truck, and well, 5-10% of the time I gotta call tow trucks, right? You gotta be logical, you gotta be reasonable. Miracles don't happen. One size does not fit them all. You just gotta pick your battles and know your strong suits. Most important, your tires need to deliver. Your tires need to get you out of that hellhole, rocks, sand, whatever you're in, you know, whatever you deal with. So, but as an all-around, I would say this is an all-around really well-balanced tire. An all-around, hey, ma'am, I'm kind of, it's a really good all-around tire. Anyways, as always, fellas, may the Lord bless you. May you almighty fine day. And let me know in the comment section your experience with your AT3s. And what else? What other videos do you guys want to see me review? Tires are very important. Tires are very, you know, a touchy subject. Heck, like I told you, I had family calling me asking me. Like, I'm like, man, family's calling, that's great and all, but I promised my viewers I'll do a review on these 18.3s, so there you have it. Like I said, most likely I'll be putting on those Falcons, so you can expect a review coming in this winter, how they really perform, because I know how they perform through the summer, because I put them on my mega cab and I drove them through the summer, and as I said, I was very impressed how they don't melt away. But in the winter, when things get really icy, I want to give it another whirl and go from there. Anyways, fellas, God bless you. Have a mighty fine day, and let me know in the comment section what else you guys want to know about these tires. Bye.